You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hakamadi Ant C, and we are jumping back into our Attitude Year Series rewatch. We have watched Attitude Era from December 97 all the way to now, September 1999. You can check out every episode in the archives. But today we are covering WWF SmackDown from September 9th, 1999, live in Albany, New York. And we see WWF Champion Triple H and Chyna attacking Kane backstage with lead pipes. However, while this is happening, the Big Show shows up and grabs Triple H by the throat. But Chyna hits a low blow and Triple H and Chyna run off. So crazy start to SmackDown. Triple H and Chyna are trying to get payback on Kane for Kane chokeslamming both of them on Raw. And this episode of SmackDown continues to get more chaotic as it goes on. Next up, WWF Hardcore Champion, the Big Boss Man, comes out. Boss Man says, "Who's the top dog now? Al Snow, you might be nuts, but I'm crazy too. I skinned your dog and fed him to you. No one's crazier than me. I'm crazy enough to rip out any dog lover in the back their heart. I'll neuter you and send you home with your tail between your legs." And that's when the returning British Bulldog shows up, and we have a hardcore title match between the Big Boss Man and the British Bulldog. British Bulldog ends up hitting Big Boss Man with nightstick shots, and he gets a 3 count. And the British Bulldog is our new hardcore champion. After the match, Al Snow runs out dressed up as his past gimmick, Leaf Cassidy, and he puts paper in Big Boss Man's mouth. And then Al Snow walks up the ramp, and the British Bulldog hands Al Snow the hardcore championship. We're not sure what's going on here, but the British Bulldog now giving Al Snow the championship. We then go backstage again where we see Kane pouring gas on Triple H's car. Triple H and Chyna try to attack, but he pours gas on both of them, and Chyna and Triple H run off. Next, we have Edge and Christian taking on the New Brood with Gangrel. Stevie Richards comes out with Edge and Christian dressed up as like Gangrel, kind of like the old Brood situation. During the match, the New Brood has most of the advantage, but then Stevie Richards lands a Stevie kick to Gangrel, and Edge and Christian land a double face buster of Jeff Hardy to get the win. After the match, Kane attacks the New Brood members and choke slams them. Kane grabs the mic and says, "Triple H, tonight I will burn the flesh from your body." So strong words there from Kane. We then see Lillian Garcia trying to talk to the British Bulldog, but he leaves the arena. X-Pac arrives in the arena looking for Kane. X-Pac then comes out. X-Pac says, "I have something to say to Kane. Come on out." Kane comes out. X-Pac says, "You need to get your mind right. You have a chance to be WWF champion again, and you can do it without me. I told you last week not to get involved in my business. As much as I hate to say it, it's over." And X-Pac leaves Kane staying there by himself. We then see Chris Jericho and Howard Finkel arriving into the arena wearing lucha masks. Hardcore Holly and Crash Holly come out. Hardcore challenges a super heavyweight to fight him, and Chyna comes out. Holly mocks Chyna's boobs and says there's no place for women. So now Chyna's going to take on Hardcore Holly. Chyna hits a DDT, but then WWF Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett attacks Chyna. Mr. Ass runs out and Jarrett runs off, and Mr. Ass hits Chyna with a Fameasser, getting some revenge for him losing the #1 contendership against Jeff Jarrett. After match, Crash and Hardcore Holly fight outside the ring. X-Pac leaves the arena. Next up, we have Bradshaw taking on Bubba Ray Dudley, what leads to a huge brawl between the Acolytes and the Dudleys. And no match here, just a bunch of brawling. Big Boss Man tells Lillian Garcia backstage that Al Snow and the British Bulldog has fucked him over, and he's going to skin them both. Next, Stephanie McMahon and Test come out. Stephanie says, "Mom, Pat, and Jerry, come out, please. I have something to say." Stephanie says, "We are getting married on October 11th and are inviting all of you." Test says, "I want the world to witness me marry this lady." That's when the Mean Street Posse and Terry Reynolds come out. Stephanie says, "Enough, leave us alone." Shane McMahon then comes out and Shane says, "I've known you for half of my life. Leave the ring now, Posse. This war with Tess is over. Stephanie, I owe you an apology. My actions have been inexcusable. It's not easy for a big brother to see his little sister grow up. I was wrong. You have blossomed into a woman. You have my blessings, Mary, Andrew. You better always treat Stephanie right, Tess." And then Shane and Tess shake hands, and Shane ends this war with Tess here. Kane's walking backstage with a blowtorch, and we have WWF Champion Triple H with Chyna taking on Kane. Chyna comes out with a sledgehammer. Chyna hits Kane in the back with the sledgehammer, and Triple H lands a pedigree to retain the title over Kane. After the match, Chyna gives Triple H a sledgehammer. The Big Show and the Undertaker come out, and Triple H runs off. Next up, Ken Shamrock comes out. Ken says, Chris Jericho, you have two choices. One, face me like a man, or two, I could find you and tear up the backstage and beat you like a stepkid that you are. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. Chris Jericho's music plays, and Chris Jericho's in the ring in a shark cage with a bat. Jericho says, if I faced you, I would tear you limb from limb. This cage is to protect you from me. I embarrassed you last week. That's when Shamrock grabs the bat. Lillian yells at Finkel backstage as Jericho yells at Howard to pull the cage up. Ken Shamrock bends the bars and attacks Chris Jericho, sending him into the cage. Shamrock attacks the ref as Jericho runs off. We then see Chris Jericho firing Howard Finkel, and he drives off in his car. Next, WWE Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett, Deborah, and Miss Kitty come out. Jeff says, women deserve to be barefoot and pregnant. Chyna, you have no business being in the ring with me. This is a man's world. He then calls the Fabulous Moolah into the ring. He tells Moolah to shit talk Chyna. Chyna says that Moolah says that Chyna will kick Jarrett's ass. That's when Jeff Jarrett nails the Fabulous Moolah with a guitar shot right over the head, and then applies a figure 4 onto Mae Young. We then get a video of Val Venus talking trash about Steve Blackman, and he has nunchucks. And we've made it to our main event, the WWF Tag Team Championships on the line in a buried alive match. The Tag Team Champions, the Rock and Sock Connection against the Undertaker and Big Show. And this is a crazy match. We see Big Show toss Mankind off the stage onto the dirt pile. Triple H runs and hits the Big Show in the back with a sledgehammer and buries Mankind. So there's no winner. This is a no contest. After an ambulance pulls up, and Stone Cold Steve Austin comes out of the ambulance returning after SummerSlam. He attacks Triple H on the dirt. He puts Triple H in the ambulance, and Austin drives the ambulance to the backstage area, where then Austin gets in a semi-truck and runs into the ambulance twice. Crazy after a SmackDown. A lot of stuff happening. I'm excited to see Unforgiven coming up in a couple weeks. Next up, we've got Raw's War. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.